everybody, and welcome. Welcome to episode 28, Brian's Basement. We're here today, and we're going to try something new. I've come up with my two favorite things about the show, metaphors and props, and so I just made a whole show about that. So what we're going to talk about tonight is creative process type stuff, but I'm going to intersperse some songs in between all my yapping, so there should be ample time for you to get up, get a beer, change your furnace filter, feed your fish, whatever it is you need to do during the talking or the singing, whatever one you don't like. You can just get up and do that. So we should just be bouncing back and forth all night. So thank you for tuning in. As always, tell me what's going on in the chat. Are you having a good week? How was your weekend? I missed the Bengals' miraculous win on Sunday because I biffed a web server I was trying to update and completely bricked it. So that was my fun, not interesting thing that I did. So share your fun, not interesting thing that you did. Just say hi. Let's just have a good time, right? That's why we're here, just to hang out on Tuesdays. So I'm going to kick it off with a song. I'll talk a little bit about the song. This is from the not the latest release I did, but the one before that. It's on the world. No, that was the last one. It's on Why Can't I Find My Way? This is called You'll Get Used to It. And I'm so damn tired of giving up an inch or two a day. And I'm so damn tired of counting the miles the inches give away. And I'm so damn tired of feeling like every day's a fight. And I'm so damn tired of getting used to things that don't feel right. You'll get used to it, so I'm told. Man sleeping in the streets supposed to be paved in gold. And they'll probably colonize a Mars city before he gets out of the cold. How silly of me. You'll get used to it, so I'm told. You'll get used to it, so they say. Barely broken in, 1 foot in the great throwaway. And you can buy anything you need, but need has such a strange meaning these days. How silly of me. But you'll get used to it, so they say. And I'm so damn tired of giving up an inch or two a day. And I'm so damn tired of counting the miles the inches give away. And I'm so damn tired of feeling like every day's a fight. And I'm so damn tired of getting used to things that don't feel right. But you'll get used to it in time. Money takes everything you love and makes it a grind. And they'll strip it down and turn around until they can extract every last dime. And I'm always let down, but you'll get used to it in time. And I'm so damn tired of giving up an inch or two a day. And I'm so damn tired of counting the miles the inches give away. And I'm so damn tired of feeling like every day is a fight. And I'm so damn tired of getting get used to it in time. You'll get used to it in time. You'll get used to it in time. You'll get used to it in time. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started. So if you are an observant watcher, which I know everyone out there is, you've noticed two things. The title of the video is Creativity is a Muscle. And that's what we're going to talk about. That's going to be our topic tonight. And if you're also an observant watcher of the show, you see this beside me. It's my Boxo props. And you might recognize this as also my recording studio. And here it is holding my props. It pays dividends, right? Dividends on dividends, old recording studio. Oh, we've got some comments. It says Happy Tuesday. Hey, Happy Tuesday to all of you. Donnie, Alex, good to see ya. Kim, good to see ya. Real good to see ya. So let's get started, okay? Creativity is a muscle. So let's get a prop out. See, it's too bad the drum roll and the applause are on different things on the keyboard. But anyway, no, don't do that. I hate when people do that. I'm so weak. I need to work on my real muscles. This is a dumbbell. This is dumbbell. Creativity is a muscle. This is a concept, and I want to kick it off with this point, actually. This is a concept I heard about when I read an article called Willpower is a Muscle. And the premise of the article was that when you're late at night and you want to eat that bag of chips, and sometimes you just do, it's just because your willpower muscle is tired. And sometimes muscles get tired, and that's what happens. But important note about that. I read another article later after I was like, oh yeah, that could be applied to creativity and all that. I read another article and it was like, willpower is not a muscle because it is not a moral failing of you if you do something and a lot of people have legitimate diseases and problems, and just because they did, it's not because they didn't strengthen their willpower muscle. So what does this mean? What does this have to do with all of this? The point is that all this stuff I'm going to talk about is all bullshit. It just helps me think about, it's a mental model I use to kind of interact with my creativity, okay? So if you're just like, oh man, my creative muscle is so weak, it's probably not your fault. It's probably just because all of this is bullshit. So take it all with a grain of salt. This is just to help me rationalize all of this, okay? So anyway, so what do we got? We got this thing, creativity is a muscle. Why do I say that? Why is creativity a muscle? Well, I find that you can, when you work at something like this, you don't really think of creativity being something that is something that you can build on and like a real muscle is. But it turns out that when you do certain things, I've noticed a lot of parallels between the physical reality of rest and repetition and songwriting. I've noticed this a lot when I've done this show because I've had to do a lot more writing than usual. Usually I just kind of sit around and let ideas form in my head, and then they just come out eventually. But with the show, I've had to be very diligent about continuing to produce writing and content. And I've noticed an actual change. I've noticed that my writing, my ability to produce songs has gotten stronger. Not that all the songs are good. A lot of them aren't that come up on this show, but my ability, I can tell that there are certain things that practice has really given me an advantage on when writing a song. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I think that now I'm starting to think of it as something you practice, just like everything else. I'm a big practice guy. I was a football coach for a long time, and I was really into the kind of the football philosophy mentality thing. So I've always been a big practice guy. I've never really practiced my instrument, as many of you can tell, but this is actually working for the songwriting, and I just want to talk about that today. And there's a lot of different kind of elements in this metaphor that creativity is a muscle, and we're going to talk about all of those. So let me know what you think about that. Oh, we got stuff. We got Tom the Bomb. Welcome to the show. says, how many Brian's Basement bucks do you get for producing each show? That is a sensitive topic. We are currently under negotiation for Kim's Brian Basement buck pay. But she deserves a lot, I think. So we'll get on that. Thanks for the comment. Said, very high energy today. Brian, Alex says, you're very high energy today. You get some of those presidential steroids. You know what's I don't know if this is a reference to the experimental drug, which is funny, but also the Joe Biden's mind enhancing drugs that was actually proposed as like something that was going on. Both are funny. Yes to both. I do remember using the term mind enhancing drugs in middle school, like when the whole baseball thing was happening, as like a joke, but here we are. Anyway, so before we move on, I did want to talk about that last song. So the theme of all the songs we're going to play tonight are all songs that I had to like really work on. Really had to like dig deep, fourth quarter that writing muscle to get it to come out. And that last one, you'll get used to it, started off as a very different song. It started out and I'll play like one verse of it, but it was slow. It was very slow. And it was like this for a long time. It was inspired by my neighbors cut down all these trees in their backyard. And so I was like, oh man, this has to mean something. Like the trees are gone and now I can like see the city and like, wow. Like, but the more I wrote the song and I kept trying to make it work, and I realized that like, it just really wasn't true or resonating with me, because I kind of like the view that I have now, because you can see both the Crew Tower and the Great American Building. They're like right next to each other in this little window between the trees, and it's just a cool, to me, I think it's a cool like old and new, east side, west side, you know, past, present kind of thing. So yeah, I couldn't really ever like sing the song genuinely. Maybe there's like a song in that whole and the meta story of the song, but this is how it used to go. It used to go like something like, I can see the city from my yard, I can see the city from my yard, monuments of institutions, tombstones of a revolution that never showed. And I'm always discouraged. I don't know why I look out that window. Something like that. So anyway, but it completely changed. I played it tons of times like that at open mic, and I was like, this is not working. Okay, so let's play another song, and then we'll get on another prop. Okay, great. Take a swig of beer. Okay, what are we gonna play next? Okay. So this next song, this is another one I had to work on. This is part of the song, the big. So before I was doing story songs for the show, a couple years back, I attempted to do the folk opera concept, but it was all songs. There was no like poems or spoken word in between, and I would say of all of the songs I've ever written recorded, even the ones that are like way old and way like weird and corny and silly, this is the one that I'm the most like, I don't know about. But I worked really hard on it. I'm proud of like what it was, but you can't really play it anywhere because it's like 20 minutes long, and I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. But there is one song on there that I do like, and so I'm gonna play this subset of the song. That was the one that I from this whole thing that was like a lot of work. So this is called Wheeling, West Virginia. City on the riverside. I've never been there, but I've driven by so many times, and every time that I drive by, I wonder why you're not there by my side. And there's a lonely man every single time I go, I hear the same song on the radio. So soft and slow, the song that I know that you know, that we danced to so long ago, and there's a depressed man, and he's headed to Wheeling, West Virginia. I can see it crystal clear in my mind, despite all the time that's gone by, all the time I see you waving goodbye, and my eyes, they well with tears, I start to cry, and there's an angry man, and he's headed to Wheeling, West Virginia. Pull into the driveway, hear it play through the bay window. So soft and slow, I hear it play, and everything I wanted to say, I rehearsed for days. It fades away, I turn away, and there's a hopeless man, and he's leaving Wheeling, West Virginia. And there's a hopeless man, and he's leaving Wheeling, West Virginia. Yeah, so there's that one. I think that's the only one in that whole thing that can actually be played in isolation and still be okay. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, that one took a long time. Well, we got some comments. We got a question. Kim says it's worth at least 56 Brian's bucks per episode. Wow.
Total 28 episodes times 2.
Oh, 28 times two Brian's bucks an episode. Boy, that's not a strong negotiation. I think Jake got like 15 Brian's bucks for a comment one time. Alex says, if you change, you'll get used to it because you thought you had covered what you wanted to say because the reaction to it wasn't that great. I think it was a little bit of both. Part of the reason you go to open mics is to try things out, and you can tell, like, because everyone at open mic, unless they're a dick, is gonna tell you like, oh yeah, good set, man, like I like it, and that's like really good, like you need that. But you can tell you can tell when it lands, and that song the first version never landed, partially because it was too slow, but I also think that it what I was trying to say wasn't well defined. I saw this event happen, and I was like, this must mean something, but I didn't. I was trying to kind of ascribe, or I was trying to like assign meaning to it that maybe wasn't actually there. And that's something I've been kind of, I think about a lot lately, especially when a song is hard, when a song gets tough to write, and I start to look back at the premise, like, is this really saying what I want it to say? And I think that the good ones always do. The good ones always pass that check, and the ones are, yeah, I don't know. Or they just need, like, an extra part. They need, like, and we'll talk about that, too, especially in one of these songs later. They need, like, something to, like, really drive the point home. A really good line, a really good verse, something like that. So thank you for the question. Tom the Bomb says, how did you not even mention Wheeling Skate Park? I think from now on I'm going to refer to that song as a love ode to the Wheeling Skate Park. That's what it really is. It was like a character, but no, yeah, it's like every time I drive past Wheeling, I shed a tear because I think of how great they have an amazing skate park. It's me and Tommy went there one time. Fantastic, huge bowl, Great street section. I kind of want to go back now. This might be something we have to do. Why does he get? If the depressed man would be much happier if he goes to the Wing skate park. Yeah, you're right. I think y'all in the comment section just pretty much invalidated that entire song. Can't play it anymore. Doesn't make any sense. Because why is he hung up? Why is he hung up on a girl when he could go to the skate park? Am I right, guys? All right. Thank you for the comments. Let's do a prop. This show's never going to end if we keep going. All right. Well, here we go. We'll do this one. This is my next prop. What is this? This is a whiteboard. I started doing this year. I'm never a whiteboard weightlifting guy. Kim, can you pan the camera over to Body by B for a second just to show everybody? So this is what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah. So I like to exercise, and we'll talk about that. That's another part of the prop. But anyway, I started doing this year, and I got like really consistent, more than I ever have. I was like, if you write things down and have a plan, it's much easier to follow than to like wing the plan and come up with a new thing every day. So I don't have to think about it. I just go in and I do what's on the list, and it's great. It works out really good. I switch it up every couple weeks, and I've had a lot of success with that this year. So I started thinking like routines, deadlines. These are all good things for your creative muscle. It's just started like back in May when friend of the show, Katie, was episode 5, was like, hey, we should do Song a Day in May. And I was like, great. And I just started doing it every day. Write a song, have a deadline every day. With this show, you know, I've got a deadline. I've got a deadline every week. Sometimes I am able to like split it out. Sometimes it's like, I gotta write these songs by tomorrow, and I write them. And but either way, that deadline is super helpful. And I also find that like, oh wait, that's the next point. And I don't think with the routine part, I don't think you need like I wake up at 6 a.m. and I write songs for 3 hours. I don't think you really need to do that. But I think if you just have a practice and are thinking about it, like you want to do it, like I think that's helpful enough. Because I don't have like a set time. I sit down at a desk like, okay, I actually think that might be counterproductive. But like the weekly routine, go to an open mic, do a thing like this, right? You know, sing a song to your dog every week. I think that's really helpful. And just that like when you see those deadlines, you can frame them as kind of like not like stress out deadlines, but like challenge deadlines. Like a deadline at like work is like like I don't want deadlines, but if it's just like, oh man, what if I could write 3 songs this week? Like that would be cool. I think all of that is really helpful for your creative muscle. So there you go. Routines and deadlines. Prop number 2. Prop number 1, creativity is a muscle. Routines and deadlines. All right, great. Let's take a swig of beer real quick. That's some terrible beer. All right. What we got next on the list? Oh, okay. So this next song is a song. A lot, you know, when I went through trying to find the songs that were kind of like, these were the ones I had to grind through, a lot of them were from the recent stuff. The old stuff, it was just like, like everything just kind of fell out. And, you know, if they were good, they were good. If they're not, that's fine. Who cares? But I think with the more recent stuff, I've been doing more editing. I don't know what the prop is for editing. I didn't come up with one. But this one was tough because this was kind of another one where it was like an observation that like every school that I went to is like completely gone from the earth. And I was like, ooh, there's something there. And and then, you know, there was the connection with churches, which I thought, oh, and even on the original paper, the title is called Church and State. But I changed it to CDP. And this is a song that was hard because I wanted to write a song about how these things just disappear and these are huge parts of your life that are just gone. But I didn't want to write a song about how like nothing in the burbs matters, like that kind of stuff, because I don't believe that. I even, you know, wherever you come from, I think is an important place. And so I really the first couple times trying the chorus, it always came off as just like, oh, I don't relate to where I'm from, which isn't true. And so I switched it up, and I'm pretty happy with the way I do like the way that it turned out. And it's funny, in my notebook, it's actually the chorus is on a separate piece of paper. It's on a set list. So there's like the whole song, and then like the chorus is like X'd out, and then if you don't have the other piece of paper, then you're not gonna know what's supposed to be there. But yeah, elsewhere in the notebook, there's a set list, and it just has the chorus part. It's like circled, like, oh yeah, like put that in there. So this song is called CDP. The high school I went to, it vanished in thin air. Oh, it wiped that slate so clean it might have never been there. No proof of marching band or old girlfriends or my old minivan, and they left no evidence of my education. Now legend holds the plot was a burial mound, and my memories lay steeped in that sacred ground. Until the church across the street set a parking lot they need, and so they paved right over top of my salvation. And I come from a census designated place. It's a place where brick and mortar memories come and go. Well, I try to find some meaning in a census designated place, and now I have to show that I'm tired of pretending that I know. Now my middle school still stands, but it ain't the same when the state they done came and said they couldn't maintain. It was something about funding the well had run dry, and they couldn't afford the slightest renovation. So the mega church moved in with their water to the brim, and they gutted that place so clean and washed it rid of its sin. And now for 10% you pay, well, they can wash their sins away. Oh, but Lord, they can't afford my salvation. And I come from a census designated place. It's a place where brick and mortar memories come and go. Well, I tried to find some meaning in a census designated place, and all I have to show is I'm tired of pretending that I know. Now my elementary school, it survived a great flood, but it couldn't survive a levee and budget cuts. And when they finally tore it down, the only thing they left in town was a bar of plastics planting a gas station. And the bar has lived and died, risen up so many times that I take my stool amongst my local patrons. Beer and liquor reconcile, oh, this money, place, and time. Oh, and Lord, I have found my salvation. And I come from a census designated place. It's a place where brick and mortar memories come and go. Well, I try to find some meaning in a census designated place, and all I have to show is I'm tired of pretending. I'm so tired of pretending. I'm so tired of pretending that I know. Whoa, 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 whoa. song is sneaky hard to sing, and if you don't warm up or you're not really prepared for it, it'll get you. One of the other problems with that, I think about this. I don't know if I've ever said this, but I didn't know how to end it, because it's kind of like a running song. How do you end this? And so I was like, I have this friend Vinny, and he always has O's in all his songs like that. We're just like whoa 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 over like I was like, well, we'll just do that because and then that's how it is. So we got. What are you drinking? That's terrible, and why? Well, I'll tell you. We did this is the old Kurzlert. This is a terrible beer. And I just bought way too much when we had a outdoor, socially distant get together, and I bought way too much beer, and so now I'm stuck with it, and so I'm trying to drink it quickly because I've got home brews going right now, and I have to make room in my fridge. So luckily you can drink a lot of these at one time, but man, it was like really fun at the time, like to drink. It was like, oh yeah, I mean, I love a good light beer, but man, when it's all you have, it's just kind of like, oh, so yeah, I'm not gonna go buy good stuff while I have stuff in the fridge. That's just absurd. All right, thank you for the question. Scott says, I think he's chasing the steroids with an antiviral cocktail. Yeah, beer is kind of like that. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for the questions, everybody out there. What's next? I'm gonna skip one. The other one's like a time-based one. I was like, we just did a time-based one. What's next? Here it is, everybody. The secret. Oh yeah. What's this? This is protein powder. And hot tip, everybody out there. Aldi brand. It's super cheap. It tastes good. It mixes well with milk for some reason. I don't know how that property is achieved, but it mixes really well, and it has less fat than like the shitty ones you get at Kroger. So Aldi, get that. Am I doing good as being a an influencer for Aldi protein? Is this my new job now? Anyway, why do I have this? I actually don't know. I don't even drink it that much. But it's for the show. You gotta put good stuff in you. You gotta put good stuff in you if you want to build those muscles. This probably isn't the ideal good stuff for you, but it was on hand. But what I mean by that is if you're feeling a little drained, feeling a little tired, your creative muscle is like, ugh, you gotta put good stuff in it. And you gotta cut all the bad stuff out. This is something that I've noticed personally. And again, I just want to reiterate, all of this is bullshit if it doesn't work for you. Do whatever you gotta do. This is just for me. This is my experience. Okay. You gotta put the good stuff in. Go outside. I love going out into nature when I feel drained creatively. There's something about walking around in the woods where everything is so like on like at the same time very simple, but there's like a lot of stuff going on that you can't see. There's like a lot of hidden complexity. I love that stuff. I like getting into it. I like the quietness. I like the fresh air. I love going outside to recharge my creative muscle. Another thing I like to do is I do like to get some exercise. If I slouch around like a couch potato, I can't. There's just something about your brain that just doesn't work right. Something about my brain, at least, it doesn't work right. I have to go out and move around. Whether I'm like, take a little lap around the neighborhood, or hang out here at Body by Bee, whatever. I find that really helps me too. And then finally, I think the best thing to do is to go. Well, you can't really do this right now, but like go listen to live music. Just go see someone play. I found that it doesn't even have to be good. You don't even really have to like the band, but you can just see what they're doing and all the things that are going around it. The people at the bar. The people like watching. What are the sound tech guys doing? What are the lights doing? All that stuff. If I go see a band live, I'm just like, wow, like I get just like so pumped up. I'm just like, I want to get home. But you can't do that right now. So for me, this is kind of like that. I'm just trying to like pump myself up. And today, But today I watched this documentary called, it was about the band called Brainiac. I've never heard of this band. They're from Dayton. And there's this documentary on Amazon Prime. And it was really cool. This band is weird. And I don't even know if I would be really into it. I didn't have time to take a listen. But it got me super pumped up for the show. And I was like, oh, this documentary, these people are just doing this crazy thing. And so, like, that, I think that works too. So, yeah. Put the good stuff in, but take the bad stuff out. I get like really like locked into like just like watching the same YouTube videos over again. You gotta stop doing that. You know, there's nothing good out there. There's nothing good out there. There is good stuff out there, but it takes a lot of work to go find it. Whereas like if you're just like lazily going out there, it's hard to find good stuff. So yeah, put good stuff in. There we go. How's that prop? Song time. What's going on here? Oh, sold out. You've changed, man. Sold out to Aldi. Yep. I mean, yeah. I value their efficiency and they have their product is good and they focus on like the important part, like the good food. So if I did have to pick a sponsor, Aldi, if you're watching, I know you do. I know you tune in from time to time, but if you're watching, let me know. What we got? Aaron said, "You look jacked." Like my creativity is jacked right now because that's what I'm gonna assume she meant by that. Cool. Thanks for the comments, everybody. New song. Okay, so this is good. This is a good segue because I'm glad I skipped my prop and went straight to that one because this is a good segue into what I believe is the next song. Yes. Nope. Yeah. Who cares? We're doing it anyway. This is a new song. New song. Wow. So I want to write some songs this week, just for the hell of it. No story song, no like news show. Just sit down and write some songs. So that's what I did. So this, I don't know what they're called yet. I don't even know if they're really done. I think they're close, but I'm gonna play them for anyway, and hopefully I can read my scribbles. I think the song is called Dark Words, Dark Wires. Fled to a field of lilacs to hide, doused myself in the sunshine. Tried to camouflage and the soothing colors disappear in the pleasant scent. But they strangled all the roots and they binded the limbs too, snaking through my footsteps as I went. And you cannot run and you cannot hide. You can go as far as the reach is wide. You're out of breath, no circumventing. Dark words, dark wires, unrelenting. Hunker down in a safe house, laying low until the heat dies down. Got a few friends who have walked this path, and they will keep me safe in their care. But I was isolated when I was in. I was isolated when I wasn't in. And then my friends forget that I'm hiding under their stairs. And they punish you harshly for your escape. But it gets to the point where there's no better way to live a life in anger, and fear's not worth living. Dark words, dark wires, unforgiving. I start to hear the murmurs when it's quiet and my mind wanders. They are incoherent, impractical, immaterial, inconsequential, and unconstrained. And they constrict as they wrap around in the walls and in the ground. And I begin to accept this is preordained. But you know in your heart it is not true. Mangled monsters in the closet going to get you. Always in contention, no rest and no relieving. Dark words, dark wires, unceasing. There we go. Wow, I still gotta work out the melody on the first line, but that's called Dark Words, Dark Wires. So yeah, there's that. We got a question. Kristen says, do you always handwrite your songs? Yes, always. I cannot write on a computer. I don't know why. I think it's just I'm not really good at typing. I type all day and I'm not really good at it somehow. So it's and I'll talk about this or another song. Let's just get it out now. So this is my organization structure for, and they're just loose leaf from like all these different various notepads. I really like the size. This is a good size. It's kind of like it kind of like keeps you honest about writing a brief song. And I like doing it by hand so I can cross things out and make notes. Or a lot of times what'll happen is I'll reorder things by just drawing arrows, which makes it hard when you don't really know them and you're trying to follow. This happened on the show like a bunch of times where I'm trying to just like follow the trail of arrows as I go. But yeah, I can't do it on a computer. Now I've thought about a computer that was made specifically for writing, that had no internet access, no colors, no graphics. It had no startup, no login, no anything. You turn it on, and it's a thing where you could, yeah, it becomes like a word processor. Yeah, basically like that. And I thought about going to the thrift store and buying one of those like old timey like word processor things, but I'm afraid of buying them, they'll break. I think that I can make a little custom operating system that just types things and dumps them to a file. It has like copy paste and like save and load, and that's it. So I'm exploring that. It's in the back burner because I think maybe that would work. But I don't like sitting at a desk either. I like to move around and sit on the couch and stuff. So yeah, always by hand. Thank you for the question. What's this say? I can. Kristen says, she follows up, pen or pencil? Good question. So I did all of these on pencil, and I'm regretting it because pencil fades over time, especially in something like this where the pages are just kind of rattling around. They rub on each other, and the pencil gets thick. I have a really good example for all of this and later in the show, and I'm going to bring it up close to the camera. But it starts to fade, so I like to do pen, and it gets hectic really fast. In fact, let's look at a recent one, the one for the basement on the newest album. This one's pretty funny. You see that? Yeah, it's like all the verses are like in the margins, and then the real part of the song is there. So that's like a 6-minute song like that. So. I get to watch myself now do it. Yeah, exactly. Look how stupid that is. So I like to do pen because it doesn't fade. And these are pencil, so whatever. But yeah, good question. I actually think about this a lot. I asked Joe Pug this on his Twitter one time because I asked the exact same question, like pen or pencil. I have to know. Alex says it's a colored pencil, but it's gray, which is confusing. I'm a gray colored pencil seems like a really good metaphor song. Maybe next week I'll knock that one out. Okay. Are we on a song or a prop? I don't even remember. We're on a prop because okay. Prop time. We'll go back to the time thing. Here it is. The next prop. This is my watch. Okay. What is this for? When I use this to know how long to rest. You have to rest sometimes. If you're working on something for like 3 hours, it's not going to come. Go do something else. Go put some good stuff in you. because it's not happening. You have to rest. You can't marathon this stuff out because you get diminishing returns really fast. And especially when I'm doing the song story stuff, I'm like, I gotta write all these things, and when I do that, nothing happens. But things happen when I'm walking around. If I'm doing something else, if I'm making beer or I'm walking around, like, oh, I had an idea, and then it comes to me. You have to rest, everybody. Your creative muscle. What else do I have on here? Yeah, so like because you get mush mind. What is mush mind? Mush mind is this like, when I was a kid, my dad would call it Nintendo face. Like when you're like playing the video games too long, and that can happen when you're trying to write songs. But also it's reverse if you have Nintendo face from like looking at like a screen all day. Sometimes writing songs can have the other effect. So it's a double-edged sword there. So there's that. So yeah, rest. Okay, that's a short one. We gotta keep it moving. Gotta get some beer in me. Okie dokie. What are we doing next? We got a next new song. Okay, yeah. So this one, I've been looking at a lot of my older stuff lately, and a lot of the older stuff, like there's a lot of like dream stuff, like songs about dreams. I was like, I haven't written a song about a dream in years. And I was like, wonder why that is. And then I started thinking about the types of dreams I have, and I was like, oh, they're not the fun, colorful. They're not fun and colorful anymore. This song sounds like it's like a real bummer, but it's not that bad. It's anyway. This is called Rerun Dreams. Yeah, here we go. Last night I dreamt that I was late for class. That's not right. And my teeth fell out. I fell off a cliff. The kinds of dreams you can look up in a book. That's right. But I remember it wasn't always like this. Well, I used to dream of cityscapes and caves, of a love with people of whom I'd never met. And I'd wake up excited and inspired and write them down so I wouldn't forget. And all I have is rerun dreams, syndicated for late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat-up TV set. The good ones would inspire wonder and thought. Take the time to contemplate the meaning. But once you've seen the same theme 100 times, there's yawns from the focus group screening. Yeah, and all I have is rerun dreams, syndicated for late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat-up TV set. And the daytime fare is not much better. Well, the stories have turned to arguments and ads, and there's not a single minute to wedge into the schedule. I changed the channel, but they're all this bad. And all I have is rerun dreams, syndicated on late night cathode beams. Nothing new to see, because there's nothing left. Rerun dreams on a beat-up TV set. That one's called Rerun Dreams. And that's one that I wrote yesterday. So there's that. Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Cool. What do we got? Oh, we got another prop. Oh. We gotta pick up the pace. I can't believe, the time's flying when you have props. Okay, props, boom. What's this? This is a belt, so you don't get like hernias and stuff. I don't lift heavy weights anymore very much, so I don't really use this. I pretty much only use it to act like a pro wrestler, like, ugh. Why this prop? Support. You gotta have support for your creative muscle. You have to have support. What does that look like? It's all your buds at your open mic. It's all your buds that you talk about songs with and you listen to music with and share songs. Alex sent me this song this week, and we were just like, this is a really cool song, and I was like, oh yeah. And when we talked about it, and it got me like, I was like, oh, I want to write a song like that. And so I tried to write a song like that. You gotta have your buds. You gotta have your support. Okay? What else is in there? You gotta have really nice people like Kim that you live with that put up with all your crap. You gotta have, yeah, that's pretty much it for support. Let's play another song. What's next? Oh, okay. You know what? We'll play the next song, and we'll do this really quick, and then we'll move on with it. So this is the one that I wanted to show everybody. So I was looking at, I was like, what are some of the songs that I had really struggled with? And I had some songs that I thought I listed, and then I went to look at the evidence to see how it was. And I wrote this one song down, and I went look at it, and there was like one scratch and like a word. I was like, oh, this must not have been that bad at all. And then I went to another one, Just Passion, that I thought just came out super easy. And it apparently was a battle. So I'm going to bring this up, because this is the one I was talking about before. You can see there's okay. Coffee. You've got scratches. You've got a big arrow. It's all faded and shitty. Yeah. Yeah, so if you couldn't hear me talking, it's got coffee stains, it's got arrows, it's got scratch outs, it's got like just whole swaths of it just like crossed out. And I was like, wow, this song must have been a wreck. And this is one I've played before on the show, and I've talked about this song a couple times. This is like a song that I really like. I don't think it's a good song, but I really like it because it was really trying to capture like a really difficult kind of feeling to capture. Uh-oh, Ruby's barking. I was sitting at school, and I had my window open, and it was like fall time. You can smell the air coming through, and there was like a storm coming, and I was just like really overwhelmed by like both the nostalgia of like old times and home, but also this. I was in my apartment with Donnie, if he's still out there in the comments, and I was really happy there, and so I was like trying to capture this like weird like nostalgia coming through the window type deal. And, I probably didn't do a great job, and I think when people hear this song, they're like, I don't know what's going on here. But it always reminds me of that time, and so I always like it. And also, I was thinking about this today. I don't really write a lot of imagery type songs. The one that I played, Dark Words, Dark Wires, is kind of has a little bit of that, because I've been thinking about that lately too. But this one has like a lot of like weird imagery and just like kind of like a feeling song, like a vibe song. I don't really write songs like that. It's one of the few. So I've always liked this one. This song's called Autumn Rain. Gently floating to the Take a deep breath in and take me away to a place long ago. It's like a dream playing to me on a TV screen, and the breeze is all the same, and it's comforting yet driving me insane. In this autumn night I feel a tempest looming closer and closer now. Storm is surely on the way. Take a deep breath in and smell the sweet autumn rain. I'm here, and all is fine. But surely, surely this is not real life. It's surreal and sublime, and the past is here again, but in present time. And I hold my sanity within my hands, and it's slipping through the cracks just like sand. Cast it out into the sea. Fly through amber skies, sailing on that autumn breeze. I'm here, and all is fine. Oh shit, I can hear far away the marching band at a football game. Close the door. I don't want to hear it anymore. That one's called Autumn Rain, I think. I don't know. I never really knew the title of that one. What do we got? All right. Okay. Well, we got one more prop. Running out of time. So, what's the last prop? Oh, the big pink guy. What's this? This is a little roller pad. You can stretch out your muscles. Because you know what I think is good for your creative muscle? Stretching. You have to stretch it. You have to try different things. Some things I like to try is I like to just try to find a chord that's not like a real chord that I would play ever. You know, I only play like, probably like 8 different chords. And so I try to pick one. There's lots of chords of this. So I try to pick one that I want, like, this one I thought was cool. Like ooh, like, what is that? Like, what's going on there? There was like, one of my guests, Nick Lupariello. God, man, I messed up his name when he was on the show. I still feel bad about that. But he was on the show and he was like, I like to like pick chords for like the vibe, and I just like pick the notes and then I make a chord out of it, and I was like, that is really cool. So I've been trying to like kind of like channel that, like, ooh, like what's going on there? Another thing, like just trying to pick a type of song to write. Like I was talking about the imagery song, or like the song that Alex sent me this week, and I was like, oh, I want to write. There was like a song where there was like a metaphor, like A is like B, which is usually like where I stop. I was like, yeah, look, A is like B. But it was like A is like B, and it says something about something totally different, C. And I was like, it's pretty intense. I want to try to write a song like that. And so that's kind of what I was trying to do with the Dark Words, Dark Wires, and the rerun dreams. So yeah, so stretch. Okay, all right. I'm getting pumped up over here. All right, we're gonna play one more song. We'll play one more song, and then we'll call it. I made a list of songs on here that were kind of like tough to write. The Socks song on the newest release, it was supposed to be like an instrumental feature, and I didn't really know what to do with it. It took a really long time to make it something that I would record, and it came down to just adding that little bridge in there. So that was that. Punk Band was really hard to write because it was one of those ones that was like, I want to say something, but I don't want to like say it wrong. It's a really big fear of mine. If you say something wrong and then someone like comes up years later like, oh, you know what that sounded like, and you're like, oh no, I didn't want that. So yeah, I'm not Brain Poison. I've talked about this on the show. I rewrote Brain Poison, which is on Why Can't I Find It. I rewrote that like the day before I recorded it, and so I still don't really know the words very well because we've never played it live because that came out in September 2019, and so there was only a couple of shows after that year for me, and we never played it with the band, and so I still don't really know the words to that. That was a tough one, but the one I'm going to close on is another one that was coming out right around the time of the You'll Get Used to It song. This was a song I was playing all the time at open mic at when I was hosting one. I would play this all the time, and there was something. First of all, it sounds just like a Bright Eyes song for a while, and it still kind of does. So that was something I had to work out, and then it just needed something. Like it was kind of like it needed something, and so I ended up writing the chorus. And just on a whim one time when I was working, I was just like, and then I wrote it while I was at work. I was like, this will be perfect for this song. And so I plugged it in, and then it got better. And I really like this one because I wasn't really sure about it, putting it on the album. I didn't really know, but people have told me this is kind of like the surprise one that people said they liked. So I like when sometimes that happens. Like the song I just played was like the other way around. It's like, this song's great, and like no one really cares. But sometimes it comes the other way around, and that's fun too. And the band, they really blow this one out of the park. Scott, Scott's still here. He makes this song with his bass line. So I'm gonna play one more for you, and then we'll wrap it up. So this is called Dreams of New Mexico. It's called Dreams of New Mexico. Dream of just packing it in and driving as fast as I can. There is a place I've always wanted to go. I dream of New Mexico. I'm sure there's a trail in the high desert leading to a Spanish church that has all of the answers. I bet that there's mountains that even have snow. I'll find out in New Mexico. And I dream right through this 1,000-yard stare at my monitor. This monitor, a monitor that's watching me and poisoning me, force feeding me nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all, forcing out the space in my head for dreams, these dreams of New Mexico, where the grocery stores sell fresh avocados and the road stands serve authentic tacos, and I'll never run into anybody I know. I dine well in New Mexico, where the streetlights blink yellow at night, and the cities are all quiet, there's nobody inside. There's a minor league baseball game on the radio. I sleep well in New Mexico, and I dream right through ask what I saw there. And I'll tell him about the cactus and the dry desert air. And I'll sing like a bard, and I'll steal the show if I return from New Mexico. And New Mexico is not that far away. And I could leave tomorrow, I could have left yesterday. In the back of my mind, I know I'll never go. And I'll dream of New Mexico. And I'll dream these dreams of New Mexico. Thank you. One of the very first things Scott, friend of the show Scott, said to me ever was, I've never heard a song that has a chorus that has the word monitor 3 times in a row in it. Oh, we got some comments. We say, you need yoga for creativity. Oh, you know what? That's like probably a thing that is real, and I probably actually could do that. What chord was the mysterious one you played? Gosh, man, I wish I knew. It's like a, it would be it's an E minor with, instead of a G in it, it's an F sharp. So would that be a, is that a diminished, is that a diminished chord or a suspended? I don't know. It's E minor, but with an F sharp instead of a G. Okay, what else we got in here? We got, I can't tell. Scott said I can't tell it's literal or figurative. You know, you should stretch before you. I think that like I think that there is a link. I was talking to somebody. Who was it? They might have even been on the show. Or I think it was Alex. Maybe it was like the bullshit link between mind and body. I think we were all drunk one time we were talking about that. I actually do believe in that. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so Scott said the monitor thing was on there. Scott wants to be an obese weirdo. Is fawning over Brian in a documentary 30 years from now. Wow, man. That is the best compliment I think I've ever heard. Thank you so much. Okay, well, and thank you to everybody. Oh, what?
The website thing.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. Oh my gosh, can't believe I forgot. Okay, everybody. We got. So if you've been watching the show for a while, we had an episode a little while back, with I need my throat. I honestly think the Kurzlert is drying out my throat instead, because like I cannot sing at all tonight. Anyway, we had Casey on the show, my friend of the show, Casey, and we talked a little about his thing called the Hearth Session. Did you put it on the screen? Okay, it's on the screen. So his thing called the Hearth Sessions. He does these. They're usually house shows. He has them at his house, and he has some people come in and they play a show, and it's kind of like pass the hat, and it's super cool. I've done one. It's really fun. It's good. It's really like the musicians like it. I think like the people really like it. But anyway, he's got this guy from Austin, Texas, touring artist. His name's Matt the Electrician. Then he agreed to be on their show, and they're going to do it via Zoom. And it's this weekend at Saturday. I don't know what time it is, but if you go to that website, you can RSVP. It's free. And it's like just a pass the hat dealie. So you get in there, you pay for your virtual ticket if you want. If not, that's okay too. If you just go I think if you just go and listen, like that would be like really really cool. Because this guy is like a real deal guy, and they got him to be on their Zoom thing. So I'm gonna be watching because I think I'll actually be out of town, but we're going to do. I think we're going to have like a little patio. I think I'm going to sit out there, make a little fire, pull up the computer screen with this cool live stream on there. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe we get to ask this guy questions. Did I say his name, Matt the Electrician? Did I say that? Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll get to ask Matt some questions. Maybe he'll tell some cool stories. Maybe he'll have props and do dumbass shit all night like I do. I don't know. But it's gonna be super cool. So just go there. I think like it's like super easy. Just send an email to like the hearthsessions@gmail.com and just be like, yo, RSVP, and they'll send you the link. So I'm gonna be doing that. I think you should do that too. I think it'll be really fun, and we can all talk about it in the comments next Tuesday. Okay? So yeah, hearthsessions.com. Thank you so much for supporting that, because I think it's a cool thing that they're doing. Okay, well, I think that's it. Is that it, Kim? Thank you for reminding me about that. That's it for the show. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. I hope this wasn't too weird. But yeah, creativity is a muscle. And I think it's not just like songwriting, right? Anything you do that's like creative. If you got like a project at work, or if you got like, like some really decorative lawn you want to mow, or if you like are really into like cakes or something, like I think that this can, think about anything like this. So I hope it's useful. Whatever. Hope you have a great rest of the week. As always, stay safe out there. Try to do something nice for somebody, and do something fun. Just do it. Why not? End days. Do something fun. Okay, I'm done now. I'm gonna go home now. Goodbye.